Senior men, how often is too often? Life after 60 today. The truth about prostate health, a natural habit that might surprise you. What if I told you that something as simple and as natural as regular self-care could help improve your prostate health starting tonight? Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the surprising truth. Masturbation. Yes, the act most people consider private, trivial, or even taboo might actually be one of the most overlooked ways to support prostate function, improve blood flow, and reduce inflammation naturally and safely without a prescription. You don't have to step into a clinic. You don't need to rely on medication. And no, this isn't some internet myth. This is science backed by decades of medical research and clinical evidence that most people simply haven't heard about. What this video is really about. In today's video, we're not just sharing health tips. We're diving into cutting-edge research, real-world insight, and practical knowledge that can empower men over 50 and even beyond 80 to take back control of their prostate health. Stick with me until the end because the final insight could completely shift how you view aging masculinity and your health journey. But first, before we jump in, I'd like to ask you for a quick favor. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Click like on this video and share it with someone you care about, especially if they're navigating the challenges of aging wellness or prostate health. Your support helps us continue producing free, empowering content for thousands of people just like you. Now let's get started. Why prostate health deserves more attention than it gets. As we age, our bodies go through all kinds of changes, some we expect and some that take us by surprise. For men, one of the most critical yet least talked about parts of the body is the prostate. It's a small gland about the size of a walnut sitting quietly beneath the bladder, but its function, huge. It plays a vital role in reproductive health, hormone balance, and overall urinary and sexual well-being. Unfortunately, the prostate rarely gets attention until something goes wrong. Maybe you've experienced more frequent bathroom visits, trouble fully emptying your bladder, or a dull ache in your lower abdomen or pelvis. These symptoms may seem small at first, but over time they can signal deeper problems like inflammation, hormonal imbalance, or even the early signs of benign prostatic hyperplasia (BPH). And yet, very few men are ever taught how to support their prostate naturally. That's what makes today's topic so powerful. Is there really a natural way to support prostate function? The answer is yes. And it begins with one of the most accessible and misunderstood tools you already have. Regular sexual self-stimulation, more specifically, masturbation. You might feel uncomfortable hearing that word, or you might be wondering, how can something so simple possibly matter? But here's what the science says. Regular ejaculation isn't just about release. It serves a physiological purpose that goes far beyond pleasure. The science behind the prostate and self-stimulation. When you engage in masturbation, your body triggers an increase in blood circulation to the pelvic area, the release of built-up seminal fluid from the prostate, and a temporary reduction in pressure and inflammation. This activity works much like a mini reset for your prostate, helping reduce stagnation, promote oxygen-rich blood flow, flush toxins and waste, and maintain the flexibility of surrounding muscle and tissue. In fact, studies have shown that men who ejaculate more frequently, especially after age 50, have a lower risk of developing prostate issues later in life. This includes lower inflammation, improved urine flow, and even reduced risk of prostate cancer. What happens when the prostate is neglected? If the prostate doesn't receive regular stimulation, it may begin to accumulate excess fluid, experience reduced circulation, and become more vulnerable to inflammation, swelling, and discomfort. Over time, this can lead to difficulty urinating, frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, pelvic tension, and a general decline in quality of life. That's why self-care, when done consistently and with awareness, can serve as a natural tool for prevention and restoration. What to expect in the rest of this video. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the specific ways masturbation affects prostate function, how often is enough to see benefits, and the research-backed results that may surprise you. This video is not about embarrassment. It's not about shame. It's about education, confidence, and freedom. Because when you understand how your body works, you can take steps to protect it naturally, safely, and powerfully. Let's dive into the first benefit, improved blood flow to the prostate, and why it matters more than you think. In the last section, we introduced the idea that something as natural as self-stimulation can actually support prostate health. Now let's take a closer look at the science behind how this habit improves blood flow, reduces inflammation, and regulates hormones, all of which are critical for maintaining a healthy, well-functioning prostate as we age. 1. Improved circulation, a daily tune-up for your prostate. Every time you engage in self-stimulation, your body sends a wave of increased blood flow through the pelvic region. And that's not just about temporary sensation. This circulation delivers oxygen and vital nutrients directly to the prostate and surrounding tissues. Why does that matter? Because with more oxygen and nutrients available, your body can more effectively repair damaged cells, remove metabolic waste, and promote healthy tissue regeneration. Think of it like this. Your prostate is a high-functioning part of your system, and just like a car engine, it needs regular circulation to keep things moving smoothly. Without it, fluids can stagnate, tissues can become deprived of oxygen, and over time, that leads to swelling, discomfort, and dysfunction. What the research shows, scientific studies have confirmed that regular pelvic blood flow improves metabolic function in the prostate, cellular turnover and healing, and even reduces the accumulation of toxins and inflammatory compounds. This becomes especially important with age as circulation tends to slow naturally. Muscles lose elasticity, blood vessels become less responsive, and organs like the prostate don't receive the nutrients they need to function at their best. Self-stimulation in this sense works like a gentle tune-up, keeping the prostate nourished and more resilient against age-related wear and tear. 2. Reduced inflammation, flushing out the cause of discomfort. One of the most common prostate issues in aging men is inflammation, also known as prostatitis. It often shows up as pelvic discomfort, frequent urination, difficulty fully emptying the bladder, and a constant sense of pressure in the lower abdomen. What causes this one factor is fluid buildup when secretions accumulate inside the prostate and remain stagnant. Here's where masturbation becomes surprisingly helpful. When you ejaculate, you naturally flush out those secretions, reducing the risk of that buildup and minimizing internal pressure, preventing prostatitis. Naturally, medical research supports this as well. Regular ejaculation has been shown to lower inflammation markers in the prostate, decrease the chance of chronic conditions related to fluid retention, and promote a more balanced internal environment. In other words, this simple act does more than provide relief. It actively helps maintain a healthier, calmer prostate. And let's not forget reduced inflammation benefits more than just the gland itself. It helps improve urine flow, comfort, and quality of life. 3. Hormonal balance and endorphin release. Here's where things get even more interesting. When you engage in self-care, your body releases a cascade of hormones, many of which contribute to mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Let's break this down. Endorphins, the natural painkillers. During orgasm, your body releases endorphins, neurochemicals that reduce pain, calm the nervous system, and create a feeling of relaxation and satisfaction. This hormonal shift can lower your heart rate, relieve tension in the pelvic floor, and even promote better sleep. Oxytocin, the hormone of connection and calm. You've probably heard of oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. Although often associated with intimacy between partners, oxytocin is also released during masturbation. It reduces anxiety, promotes emotional well-being, and contributes to an overall sense of calm. And when your stress levels go down, your inflammation markers tend to follow. This means your prostate benefits indirectly but powerfully from hormonal balance. Hormonal health, IOT's prostate health studies have found that balanced hormone levels support better prostate function, reduce the risk of prostate enlargement, and even help maintain mental clarity and energy in aging men. So when you hear that self-care helps hormones, it's not a vague claim, it's biological truth. And unlike synthetic hormone therapies, this is your body working on its own terms. 4. Preventing prostate congestion, clearing the path. Finally, let's talk about something most men never hear about prostate congestion. This happens when prostatic fluids are not regularly released. Blood flow becomes limited, and the internal pressure increases over time. This congestion may not be painful at first, but left unchecked, it can lead to swelling, increased risk of infection, and eventually chronic discomfort or urinary symptoms. A natural way to prevent buildup ejaculation acts as a reset button for the prostate. It clears out old fluid, stimulates muscle contraction in the surrounding pelvic floor, and helps keep the internal environment clean, oxygenated, and balanced. This is why urologists and men's health experts often recommend regular ejaculation even for men who aren't sexually active. It's not about sex. It's about function, about giving your body the maintenance it quietly needs. We've talked about improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and better hormonal balance. But there's one more silent threat to prostate health that often goes unnoticed: congestion. Let's bring everything together now and look at how these habits can create real lasting change. Preventing congestion, a gentle daily reset for the prostate. As men age, the prostate naturally produces secretions. That's its job. But here's where it gets tricky. If those fluids aren't released regularly, they can accumulate inside the gland. Over time, that buildup can lead to discomfort or dull aches, a sense of pressure in the pelvic area, or more serious conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia (BPH. Regular cell stimulation through self-care can act like a daily flush to help your body maintain a clearer, healthier prostate. Think of it like brushing your teeth, but for an internal system, a simple act that keeps things from building up, blocking flow, or creating problems down the line. Keeping things moving smoothly. By avoiding fluid congestion, you're not just relieving pressure, you're actually helping prevent swelling, slow urine flow, and even early-stage prostate enlargement. This cleaning routine works in tandem with all the other benefits we've discussed: better blood flow, balanced hormones, reduced inflammation. Together, they create what we might call a comprehensive prostate health transformation. And the best part, it's completely natural, non-invasive, and available to you right now. Prostate renewal, one routine at a time. When practiced regularly and in moderation, self-stimulation helps keep the prostate in a state of ongoing renewal. It doesn't just react to problems, it prevents them. That's the power of consistency, not intensity. Not frequency for the sake of habit, but a steady, respectful rhythm that lets your body flush out what it no longer needs, reset its internal systems, and adapt more gracefully to the effects of aging. You're not just avoiding complications, you're helping your prostate stay flexible, responsive, and resilient over time. Why moderation still matters. Now, as with anything involving health, balance is key. While masturbation is generally safe and beneficial, overdoing it can lead to temporary genital irritation, feelings of fatigue, or distraction from your normal daily activities. The good news: these symptoms usually go away quickly with a short break or minor adjustment in routine. However, if you ever notice persistent discomfort or feel like your habits are starting to interfere with your well-being, don't hesitate to reach out to a trusted healthcare provider. Remember, self-care is only effective when it fits into your life, not when it controls it. So what have we learned? That prostate congestion is real and preventable. That improved blood flow, hormone balance, and inflammation control all work together. That small natural habits can support real physical health in powerful ways. And perhaps most importantly, that your body is still capable of healing and thriving even as you age. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need complicated programs. And you certainly don't need to sit back and just accept what aging brings. Before you go, a gentle encouragement. If you've stayed with me until the end, I hope this gave you not just information, but also a sense of empowerment. Because sometimes healing begins when we stop waiting for outside solutions and start trusting what's already within our reach. So let me ask you, now that you know how something as natural as self-care could truly support your prostate health, what's stopping you from taking action? Start simple, stay curious, and give your body the care it's quietly been asking for. Stay connected with the Life After 60 community. If this video helped you, give it a like. It helps others find these messages. Share your thoughts below what surprised you most, and subscribe to Life After 60 today and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create content that empowers people just like you every single week. And when you're ready to keep going, explore more videos in our playlist. They're full of tools, guidance, and gentle reminders that your next chapter can be stronger than you think. We'll see you in the next video.